I do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our only presentation for tonight is for this special use 22-3. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The proposal tonight is to locate a 140-foot broadcasting radio tower for the Old Fashioned Baptist Church located at 5003 Wynn Ave. The tower is for the church's radio station that they'd like to broadcast. Here's the location, and the star represents where on the lot the tower is proposed to go. The zoning, this is in a C2 zone. To the north, there's some M1, which is light industrial, and to the west, there's some R4, which is manufactured home residential. On the left is the site plan from the applicant, and then this is the map of the broadcasting area. And then the next slides just have some pictures of the area. So this is looking west, this is the church itself, then looking northeast, looking east and southeast, looking southwest and west. Radio and television broadcasting stations and transmitter towers are recognized as special uses allowed in any zoning district, provided that the prescribed use is in harmony with the other uses permitted in the zone and not found to be contrary to the public interest. The special use permit process provides for review of public input, a measure of the potential impact of the proposed use on the surrounding area, and the compatibility of the proposed use with the adjoining neighborhood. There are 20 review criteria which are in the staff report, and this presentation will cover the most relevant. The location, character, and natural features of the property. The lot is 6.9 acres, and it's currently owned and occupied by the Old Fashioned Baptist Church. Properties to the south, east, and west are primarily residential. There's a trailer park across Wynn, which is zoned C2 also. There are some single-family lots to the west, which are zoned R4, manufactured home residential. There's a vacant lot zoned M1 to the north, and then some outdoor storage and residential to the south. Substantial changes that have occurred in the surrounding land uses since the original adoption of the ordinance. The only substantial change to the surrounding uses would be the opening of UDAP Industries in 2008, which is the bear spray, pepper spray manufacturer, and constructing a radio tower to broadcast the existing church's radio station would be compatible with the other mixed uses in the area. Proposed fencing, screening, and landscaping. The attached site plan shows that there will be fencing around the tower and a small building for operations about 20 feet away. There's no proposed landscaping or screening besides the fence. Proposed vegetation, topography, and natural drainage. There is floodplain on this property, which passes east of the current church building. And this is a zone AE, which means that the boundaries of the floodplain are calculated using actual on-the-ground elevations. So the boundaries are fairly accurate on the map. The proposed tower is located west of the church and should not interfere with the floodplain. Proposed signs and lighting. Prior to receiving a building permit, the applicant will be required to receive official certified approval from the FAA for the specific tower specs and location. This approval includes the installation of required lighting and specific signage required by the FAA and FCC. The applicants have indicated that RF radiation warning signs will be posted at the base of the tower, along with registration numbers. Public health and safety. Public safety and health will be provided for through the regulations and standards of the FAA, FCC, the 2021 building codes, which the Butte-Silver Building Department reviews against, and state requirements. The construction and installation safety procedures shall be followed at the time of construction and installation, and the base of the tower will be fenced so that potentially dangerous equipment cannot be accessed by unauthorized persons. The new use meets the overall density, yard, height, and other requirements of the zone in which it's located. The tower and the guys, which are like the support beams for the tower, will be no higher than the FCC construction permit and has been approved by the FAA. The height maximums in the C2, which is this zone, are 35 feet for all structures except for multifamily buildings, which may extend to 80 feet. But this tower, being a radio transmitting tower, is permitted by special use, so it's left to the board to determine if said structure is compatible with the surrounding area. Compatibility of proposed project with existing adjacent buildings, structures, neighborhood, topography, or other considerations. This lot is almost 7 acres large, and the proposal to construct a 140-foot tall radio tower would likely not adversely affect nearby properties or their occupants. The surrounding area is generally mixed use, including commercial, industrial, and residential uses. The radio tower for the church's station would likely be compatible. So based on the information provided in the application, staff's analysis of the review criteria, and any public opinion as it relates to the criteria, the board must determine if the applicant has presented evidence to the satisfaction of the board that said undue detriment will not result from the granting of a special use permit for the construction of a radio broadcasting tower at 5003 Wynn. Decision of the board requires staff to refer the application to the board within 15 days of the receipt of the application and all requested info. And the board has 60 days to deny the application and give reasons for the denial, or approve or conditionally approve the application, and the zoning officer shall issue a zoning compliance permit with conditions specified thereon. Thank you.
There we go. Okay, we're on. So I'm Derek Lone. I'm the pastor of Old Fashioned Baptist Church. And the idea is to set up a radio station, primarily Christian, obviously, radio broadcasting. We'll have some public service announcements, news type things on it. But we'd like to just reach out to the surrounding areas, just give an opportunity with that. It is a tall tower, but we have plenty of acreage there. And of course, you saw the pictures of what it looks like surrounding areas. So I didn't think it would, interfere. We have gone already through, the FCC has approved it. The FAA, we had to go through that for approval just for the airport, and they're okay with everything. It's just a matter of whether it's okay with the city on that. But we want to be something to do to be another help to the community in some fashion, and that's the way we'd like to do it, or at least one way we'd like to do it. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct. Yes, we'll do anything we need as far as construction is concerned. We want to make sure everything meets codes. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I personally see no issue with this. It seems to be a pretty innocent thing to do, and there's an audience for it, and the church wants to do it. I'm all for it, and especially with the FAA approval and FCC approval already in place, I see no red flags that would cause me any concern at this point. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion then. Special use permit 23-3, for lack of not saying a bunch of zeros. I would like to make a motion that we approve that with the condition as outlined in the recommended staff condition document.
I'd second that, Mr. Chairman.
Been moved and